Hello. So I hope you have completed part one of MCQs. So we dealt with question number 1 to 50th question we have completed. So those who have not completed, please go to part one, complete that, okay, and move to second part. Those who have not completed part one, I recommend please go and complete the entire chapter 3 live stream classes which I have already taken. Please complete that particular part and then come to part 1 MCQs and part 2 MCQs of this chapter 3. So that is how you have to read these MCQs. So once you have finished, okay, so by now you those have completed part one of MCQs. By now uh, you could able to understand how exactly I'll be going. So I'll read a particular question. I'll give certain time for you to recognize the answer. So once you do that, okay, I'll explain how exactly we have to arrive to that particular answer, and if there is any explanation needed, so I'll be explaining that particular aspect as well. So without any delay, so please, okay, let us go to 51st question. So we are done with up to 50 we have completed. So 50th we are done. So 51st questions. Clients are interconnected by. So I'll give you around like 30 seconds. Okay, if at all the question is little complicated, I'll give you 1 minute. So in the meantime, you're supposed to take a pen or pencil, okay, and grab a paper and start answering quickly so that okay by the end of 51 to 100, so you can able to find out how many are correct and how many are incorrect. And okay, and you can always post that particular questions which you are right, okay, in the comment section. Okay, thank you. So I'll give you now 30 seconds to answer 30 seconds to answer this 51st question. So I hope you have answered it. So let us see this particular thing. Okay, so clients are interconnected by internet. Okay, no. Intranet, no. Okay, none is not the right answer. The right answer should be local area networks. Okay, generally if you take this particular clients will be generally connected to a local area network. Local area network, which you already know, it's nothing but a network which is required for the purpose of connecting limited number of computers in a very small area. It can be within the same building or adjacent building. Okay, so if you are connecting certain computers, okay, or a clients, okay, within a limited area, that is called as a local area network. Okay, now let us move to question number 52. The server is able to service multiple clients concurrently. In some client server systems, client can access multiple servers. You need to tell whether it is correct or incorrect. So I hope you have wrote your answer. So the answer for 52nd question, okay, whether it is correct or not, you need to tell. So whether a client can access multiple servers, that's last sentence itself is correct. Okay, so when a particular part of the sentence is correct, okay, so we can directly answer that particular question. So the answer for this particular question is correct. So sorry. So the answer for this particular question is option A, which is correct. Okay, so 52, which is correct. Okay, now let us move to question number 53. Question number 53. Action is usually initiated at the server end, not at the client end. Okay. So the answer for question number 53 is okay, it is incorrect. So it is not correct, it is incorrect. Okay. So action is okay, usually initiated at the client side, or we can call it as an okay, always request. Okay. Request is also initiated from the okay client side. Okay, always if you see a client server network, in a client server network, always who will request who will request, who will give a request to the server, it is always the client. Okay, so the answer for 53rd question is incorrect. So let us move to 54. The network system implemented within client server technology is commonly called by the computer industry as. So I hope you have answered this particular thing. Okay, so where we have studied this particular concept, we studied in working of client server network. In working of client server network, I told you okay that client, okay, you will be having a client layer separately. You will be having a separate layer for a network. Okay, and you'll be having a server layer. Okay, so what exactly he's asking here? He's asking the networks implemented. Okay, the network system. Okay, another name for this particular network system in a client server technology. Okay, so generally we call that particular thing, okay, it is not a hardware, it is not a software. Okay, generally the network system, okay, in a client server network is called as a middleware. Okay, so network system we call it as, or we call it as a middleware. So what exactly this network will do, it will connect a client and a server together, and it also provides a communication. Okay, so that is that the middle layer, okay, is called as a, because it presents in middle. Okay, that is the reason it is called as a middleware. Okay, or it is also called as a network system. So this is about 54th answer. The answer is A. Okay. Now let us move to 55. List the prominent characteristics of client server architecture. So we need to okay identify the prominent or important characteristics of client server network. So shared resources. Okay, is it an okay prominent characteristic of client server network? Yes. Okay. Transparency of location. Yes. Okay. So if at all you don't know about this transparency of location, go to the third one. Okay. So scalability and integrity. Yes. Okay. This is a prominent characteristics of client server network. So out of three, we have two answers. So even though you know, you don't know, if you know, that's fine. Even if you don't know B option, we can okay tick the right answer. What is the right answer, sir? All of the above. Okay. So what do you mean by transparency of location? Transparency of location is nothing but, okay, the IP address should be seen, okay, by the server. Okay, the server, because it is giving a particular service, that is the reason the IP address of the client should be known to the server. That is called as a transparency of location. Okay, yes, it is a prominent characteristic in client server network, because we have already studied shared resources. What do you mean by shared resources? Shared resources is nothing but the client server network should allow the clients, okay, to access any of the resources such as printer, scanner, etc. Okay, so scalability also we studied. What do you mean by scalability? Scalability is nothing but, okay, a client server network should allow to add or remove computers very easily. Okay, so it should not be very rigid. Okay, it should allow to join the computers. Okay, so that is called as scalability. And what do you mean by integrity in client server network? Integrity, this particular integrity will change according to the context. Okay, so in client server network, what do you mean by integrity? Integrity is nothing but, okay, if the entire data is stored at one location, okay, that is called as integrity in client server network. Now if you see this client server network, always the data will be stored on the server, so it also follows a characteristic called as integrity. So you understood what is shared resources, you understood what do you mean by transparency of location, you understood what do you mean by scalability, and what do you mean by integrity. So if you see the answer for this particular 55th question, okay, so the answer would be all of the above. Now let us move to question number 56. Simultaneous access to data and services by the user takes less time for the server to process the task. You need to answer whether it is correct or not, whether it is correct or incorrect. So I hope you have arrived at your answer. So let us see. Okay, so we studied issues in client server network, if you remember. So we have two issues. One, okay, if simultaneously multiple clients access the resources at the same time, so processor will take some time for the purpose of processing. I told you an example also, if you remember. Like let us assume if at all ICA website or ICA server. Now, let us assume ICA has announced result, okay, during that particular point of time, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 or 1 hour, okay, the traffic will be more, okay, the traffic will be more. So when the traffic is more, what will happen? Okay, the server will take certain time for the purpose of processing the data. That is the reason we'll get loading. Okay, so what happens in that particular meantime? Okay, the request will go to the server, but you'll be having multiple requests which cannot perform at a stretch. So that is the reason it takes certain time for the purpose of, okay, processing the data. Now what exactly he's saying here? He's saying that simultaneous access, okay, that means multiple clients are accessing, okay, then it takes less time for the server to process. No, it takes more time for the server to process. So the answer for 56th question is incorrect. The statement is incorrect. Okay, now let us move to question number 57. If one computer in peer-to-peer network fails to work, all other computers connected to it can continue to work. Is it a correct statement or incorrect statement? So what exactly is he saying? He's talking about peer-to-peer network. Okay, so what do you mean by peer-to-peer network? Peer-to-peer network is nothing but, you have to remember how the computers are connected in peer-to-peer network. Peer means equal. So peer-to-peer network means all the computers in this network should be treated as equally. Now, how do we connect the computers? You will take a central uh, controller, or it is also called as hub, HUB. It is called as hub. Okay. Now you have a hub. To the hub, all the computers will be connected, and which is used for the purpose of sharing the resources. Now, what exactly is saying? Let us say you have a hub. To this hub, one, two, three, four. Four computers are connected. Now, let us say one computer is failed. Okay, like A, B, C, D, and let us assume A is failed. Okay, now can I use B, C, D? Okay, so that is what he's asking. Okay, so he's saying that, okay, if one computer in a peer-to-peer network fails to work, that means A is failed. All other computers connected to it, okay, continue to work. So that is B, C, D can continue to work. Okay, so whether it's a correct statement or incorrect statement. Okay, so the answer is correct. Okay, because in peer-to-peer network, okay, if one computer fails, it doesn't stop the communication. Okay, so we have other computers through which we can able to access the resources, or okay, through which we can communicate. So the right answer for 57 is option A, which is correct. Okay, now let us move to question number 58. The data security is very high in peer-to-peer network architecture. You need to tell whether it's a correct statement or incorrect statement. So I hope you have okay wrote your answer. So what is the answer? Okay, so if you see a peer-to-peer network, so what is the other network we have, sir? Okay, so we peer-to-peer network is classified under, which is classified under function based, okay, classification. So in function based classification you have two types. Okay, one is peer to peer network and one is client server network. Okay, so client server network has a concept called as validation. So what do you mean by validation? Validation is nothing but if a client is requesting any resources such as printer, before a server provides access, okay, to the printer, so the server will, okay, verify whether the client is an authenticated user or not. Okay, so that is called as validation. Now whether a client server network provides a validation, I mean security, yes, it provides a security, because it will not allow any of the client to access the resources, okay, until unless it checks or it verifies the user ID and password. Whereas in peer-to-peer network we don't have a server, so that is the reason it does not have an high security compared to client server network. So the statement for 58 is, okay, incorrect. Okay, so the data security in peer-to-peer network is very high, that is wrong. Okay, that is incorrect. Okay, so let us move to question number 59. Dash is a software architecture in which a presentation layer or interface runs on client, and data layer or data structure gets stored on a server. Okay, I hope you picked your answer. So let us see this particular okay question number 59. So he's saying that there will be an architecture where the presentation layer will be at the client side and the data layer, okay, that means the data where the storage happens will be on the server. Okay, so this question is from multi-tier architectures. Okay, so you have one tier, two tier and three tier. So what is one tier, okay, two tier, three tier. Okay, here he's saying that the client is having a presentation layer and you have a server where the data will be stored. Okay, so how many layers we have, sir? We have two layers. Okay, so this architecture, okay, is a two-tier architecture. It is not a single-tier architecture. It is not an entire architecture. So none should not be an answer. So the right answer for this particular question is two-tier architecture. Okay. So what do you mean by two-tier architecture? In two-tier architecture, always the presentation layer should be at the client side, and on the server you should you should have an data storage. Okay, so that is the right way of interpreting two-tier architecture. Okay, so the right answer for question number 59 is two-tier architecture. Now let us move to question number 60. So Dash is a client server architecture in which function process logic, data access computer storage, and user interface are developed and maintained as independent modules on separate platforms. So you have one tier architecture, option A. So you have option B as two tier architecture, option C as three tier architecture, and option D as none. Okay. So you need to tell, so what is the right answer for question number 60? So I hope you answered this particular question. So what exactly he's saying? Okay, so he's saying that all the layers will be maintained independently or on separate platforms. Okay, so what do you mean by independently or a separate platform? It is nothing but the client is having a presentation layer. You have an application layer on the application server, and at the database. Okay, so on the database server you will be having a database layer. So if you see these particular modules, every particular layer is inculcated in a separate module. That is the reason the architecture of this particular type is called as a three-tier architecture, because you have a client layer separately, application layer separately, and database layer separately. That is the reason the answer for this particular architecture should be a three-tier architecture. So option should be C. So question number 60, the right answer is three-tier architecture. Now let us move to question number 61. Is a client server architecture in which presentation, application processing, and data management functions are logically separated. Okay, so it's a different way of asking. Okay, so you should have a complete idea about one tier, two tier, and three tier architecture, and you have one more architecture called as an entire architecture. So generally, if at all we have a two servers, so generally it is called as a three tier architecture. Anything which is more than two is also called as an entire architecture. Okay, so here what exactly he's saying, here he's saying that you have a presentation layer, application layer, and a database layer. So at least you should require two servers. Okay, so whenever you require two servers, it can be termed as a three-tier architecture, or it is also called as an entire architecture. Okay, so the right answer for this particular 61st question should be an entire architecture. So the right answer should be entire architecture. Okay. So entire architecture is nothing but, like, let us say you have a presentation layer, you have an application layer, you have a database layer. If I place one more server like an email server, it becomes an entire architecture where all the modules are logically separated. Okay. So the answer for 61st question is entire architecture, option number C. Now let us move to question number 62. List the three tiers in a three-tier architecture. So I hope you have answered this particular question. Okay, so what exactly he is asking? He's saying, okay, in three-tier architecture, how many layers you'll be having? Okay, so in three-tier architecture, you have a presentation layer, you have an application layer, and you have a database layer. Okay, so why do we require an application? Why do we require a presentation layer? Presentation layer is required for the purpose of presenting the data to the user or collecting the data from the user. Application layer will take the data from the presentation layer and it will send the data to the database layer. It acts as a bridge between presentation and database. And if you see a database layer is required for the purpose of storing the content, okay, permanently. So if you see a three-tier architecture should have three layers: presentation layer, application layer, and a database layer. So the answer for question number 62 should be and all of the above. Okay, so option number D, okay, is all of the above. Okay, so he's not asking, okay, he's asking what are the three layers in a three-tier architecture. So presentation layer, application layer, and a database layer. Tier means layer. Okay, so let us move to question number 63. Dash is defined as a network shared and accessed by user not belonging to a single organization. So I hope you answered this particular question. So what exactly is asking? Okay, it's simple like, okay, a network should not be accessed by a single organization. That means it should be allowed to all the people, okay, or it should be allowed to access by a general user. So what is the network that allows you, okay, you or any other person to access network resources, etc., or information? So it is not a virtual private network. Virtual private network is something different. Private network, a single organization. So he's not asking about a single organization. He's saying that, okay, it should be useful for all the users like general public. So the answer for question number 63 should be public data network. Okay, so public data network is nothing but a network which is used, okay, which is used in an like let us say for all the public or general users. That is called as a public data network. So the answer for 63rd question is public data network. Now let us move to question number 64. Provides business, government agencies, and other organizations of all sizes as dedicated network to continuously receive and transmit critical to both the daily operations and critical needs of an organization. So which network will support this particular requirement? You need to identify, okay, which network will satisfy this particular requirement. So the words which you need to pick is, okay, so he's saying a dedicated network. Okay, so this is the right word you need to pick. And he's saying critical data. Okay, so data which should be critical. What do you mean by data which is critical? Data which is critical is nothing but which is very, very important, and that means you should not allow the third person to view the data. Okay, so what is a network that provides an utmost security that you need to pick up? Okay, so whether the public networks are secure? No. Compared to an private networks, okay, public networks are less secure. Now, whether virtual private networks are secure? Okay, no, because the data will be transferred in a public network. Okay, as it is a critical data, I cannot use this particular virtual sorry. So I cannot use a virtual private network. So what is the right network which provides a dedicated network and also should transmit a critical data? The right answer for this 64 is private data networks. Okay, so we have already seen private networks. Private networks offer a dedicated network. That means it will not allow any of the general person to enter into a network. Okay, and okay, as it doesn't allow any other person to enter into the network, so that we can happily transmit critical data. So what do you mean by critical data? Important, or it is called as a sensitive data. Okay, so the right network for this requirement should be a private data network. Okay, now let us move to question number 65. So Dash is a private network that uses a public network to connect remote sites or users together to establish secure intranet and extranets. So what exactly is saying? Okay, so there is a private network that should use a public network. Okay, so you should use two networks, and a user should connect by way of a remote place. That means like from home. Okay, however, it should establish a secure intranets. Okay, secure means like how, even because the data should be transmitted in a public network and it has to enter into a private network, and the data from a private network again should enter into a public network and it has to reach to a remote area. Okay, and that is okay. Here it also should establish a secure internet and extranet. So the right network for this type of architecture should be an virtual private network. Okay, because public network is not secure, so option is eliminated. Private network does not allow remote persons to access, so I should remove private data networks. None should not be an answer. Whereas if you see a private network, sorry, virtual private network allows a remote user to use a public network and to connect into a private network. Okay, so the right answer for this particular requirement of 65th, okay, is virtual private network. Okay, now let us move to question number 66. In a network computers and other thin clients provide a browser based user interface for processing small application programs called as. Okay, so you don't have any options. Okay, here you need to remember, if at all a particular application is running at a client side, okay, so that particular program, okay, is called as an applet. Okay, so what do you mean by applet is nothing but a small program, okay, which should be run at a client place rather than at a server place. Okay, so how do we write a program in Java? Especially we use a concept called as applets. Okay, so what do you mean by applets is nothing but the data will not be processed at the server side. The data will be processed, okay, before it reaches to the server. The data will be processed at the client side. So if at all you want to process that particular data at a client side, okay, so the right way of application program is, okay, applet. Okay, so answer for, okay, you don't have any other options. Okay, directly we have an answer. Okay, so the answer should be applets. Okay, now let us move to question number 67. The network computers are microcomputers that are designed as low cost network computing devices without, okay, here you don't have an answer. So the answer should be a floppy or a hard disk. Okay, so this is what, okay, low cost network computing devices is. Okay, so let us move to question number 68. In decentralized computing, if one terminal breaks down, the user can simply go to another terminal and log in again and all their files will still be accessible. You need to tell whether it's a correct or incorrect statement. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so in the meantime, please complete this. Okay, so what exactly he's asking in this particular question? In question number 68, okay, he's saying that, okay, in a decentralized computing. So first you need to understand what do you mean by decentralized computing, okay? Decentralized computing is nothing but you will not have a server and client which are connected together. Every individual computer will be treated equally, okay? So let us assume you have computer A and computer B. Let us say computer A has its own data, computer B has its own data. So what exactly is saying, if computer A, okay, is not working, okay, can I go to computer B and access computer A's data? So which is not correct, okay? So you cannot access it because computer B is not working. So computer A is not working. When computer A is not working, you cannot simply go to computer B and access the data which is there in computer A. Okay, so that is not correct. Okay, so the answer for 68th question is incorrect. Now let us move to question number 69. Relies heavily on the quantity of administration and resources provided to its user. So you have to read like this: dash relies heavily on the quantity of administration and resources provided to its users. So the answer, okay, so what exactly is this particular statement? He's saying that, okay, in which architecture, whether it is a centralized architecture or a decentralized architecture, where, okay, the quality of resources, okay, the quality of administration resources provided is very, very dependent, okay, to the users, okay. So the answer is, okay, centralized computing. So why? Because, okay, in centralized computing, always the quality of service depends on the server, okay. So who has to provide the server? It is should be provided by the administration. If at all you have a good quality server, then we can provide better services to the user. If at all the server is not having a good quality, then okay, we cannot provide a good services to the user. So always, okay, quality of resources, centralized computing only. Decentralized, okay, you don't have a server, that is the reason we do not worry about the quality of the resources. But in centralized, because you have a server, that is the reason, okay, you need to always see the quality of the server. So for question number 69, the right answer should be centralized computing. Okay, now let us move to question number 70. The allocation of resources, both hardware and software, to each individual workstation or office location is referred as. So I hope you have answered this particular question. So let us see the analysis of this question number 70. Okay, so what exactly is saying, okay, the allocation of resources. When I say allocation of resources, it can be an hardware or a software. Now how we are allocating the resources? Individual workstation. That means you have, sorry, you have computer A. Computer A is having its own, excuse me. So computer A is having its own printer, and computer B is having its own printer. So what exactly we did? We took a particular, okay, computer, individual computer, and it has its own printer. Computer B, it has its own printer. So which type of architecture it is? It is a decentralized computing. What do you mean by decentralized computing? Every individual workstation has its own hardware and software resources. So the answer for question number 70 is decentralized computing. Now let us move to question number 71. So dash enable file server and all computers can share peripherals. Okay, when we say peripheral, it should be a printer, scanner, etc., as well as modem, allowing all the computers in the network to connect to the internet. So which architecture supports this particular concept? So I hope you have selected your answer. So let us see, okay, what exactly is the answer for question number 71. Okay, so what exactly is saying, sir? Okay, the words are very, very important when you read an MCQ. Okay, so you need to pick up the right word so that you can eliminate the answers. Okay, so what exactly is saying is saying that we can share the peripherals. Okay, so whether decentralized computing will share the peripherals or no. Okay, whether centralized system can share the, okay, peripherals, yes. Okay, so decentralized is not the right answer. So D will go, sorry, B will go, and C also will go because both A and B. So none will not be in the in this context. So the right answer for this particular thing is centralized system. So the answer for question number 71 is centralized system. Now let us move to question number 72. Dash defines the physical or logical arrangement of links in a network. Okay, so I hope you have answered it. Okay, so let us see this particular question. Okay, so what defines logical and physical arrangement of links in a network? Always it is network topology. Okay, so what is the definition of a network topology? It is not about star, mesh and ring. These three are types of network topology. So what exactly defines the physical structure or physical arrangement of the computers in a network? The right answer should be network topology, option number A. Okay, so if you see the other ones, okay, like other options like star, mesh, and ring are types of network topology. But okay, so network topology defines what is the logical agreement or a arrangement or a physical arrangement of the links in a network. So the right answer for question number 72 should be option A, network topology. Now let us move to question number 73. Dash are used in wide area and local area telecommunication networks. Okay, so you have four basic topologies, three basic topologies, and okay, you have other two options. Okay, so let us see other two options. Okay, so basically you have only two. Okay, so you need to pick the right answer from these two, whether it is three basic topologies or four basic topologies. So simple sir answer for this. Okay, so it is four topologies. Okay, four means okay you have four. Okay, like you have mesh, ring, bus, and star. Okay, so it supports four topologies. Okay, the answer for question number 73 is four basic topologies. Okay, so we studied network topology and how many topologies? I mean, how many wide area and local area supports? It supports four basic topologies. Okay, so let us move to question number 74. A popular network configuration involves a central unit that has number of terminals tied into it is. So simple sir. Okay, so he's asking a network topology or network configuration, and it should have a central unit. Okay, so which network topology has a central unit? There is only one topology which has a central unit, sir. That is star network. Okay, so option is A. Okay, because if you see mesh, it does not have a controller or it does not have a central unit. If at all you see ring, it does not have a controller, it does not have a central unit. If you see bus, okay, it does not have a controller or a central unit. So which is the only topology or network configuration which has a central unit? It is called as a star network. Now let us move to question number 75. In the star network, in the star network acts as an traffic controller among all other computers tied into it. So in the previous question only we studied. Okay, so star network should have a central unit. Okay, so the option should be option number A. Nodes irrelevant. Optical fiber is altogether about a telecommunication channel, so that becomes irrelevant in the topology. So none is the not the right answer. So 75. Okay, the answer is okay, central unit. Now let us move to question number 76. Dash is well suited to companies with one large data processing facilities shared by number of smaller departments. Okay, so what exactly is saying, sir? Okay, this type of questions, please go with the words. Okay, there is only one topology which supports smaller departments. Okay, so that is okay, star network. That's it. Okay, so star network is only one particular okay network where it supports smaller departments. In the written notes also, I made you to write this particular point. Okay, so smaller departments always goes with the star network. Okay, so there is no other network which supports smaller departments. So the option should be option number C. Now let us move to question number 77. Network gives following advantages. Okay, several users can use a central unit at the same time. It is easy to add new nodes and remove existing nodes. A node failure does not bring down the entire network. It is easy to diagnose network problems through a central hub. So you need to identify which network has all the four advantages. Okay, takes a certain time. Okay, that is the reason I'm okay waiting a bit. So please answer. So I hope you have answered it. So let us see. Okay, if you see this particular thing, okay, this type of question should be again answered by way of okay words. Okay, so what exactly is saying? There are four advantages, and all the four advantages should be satisfied by a particular network. Okay, so whether you know these three or not, it's fine. Okay, but which is the network which has a central hub, sir? Okay, which should be a star network. So directly you can answer as a star network. Okay, so even though you don't know the advantages, okay, the previous advantages, so if you able to comprehend logically, okay, so central hub means, okay, that means fourth condition should also satisfy. That means central hub, you have only one network topology which has a central hub, that is a star topology. If you see bus, ring and mesh does not have a central hub. Okay, so what is the network which has a central hub? It's a star network. So this is how you need to answer. Now let us move to question number 78. The whole network is affected if the main unit goes down and all communication stops. So I hope you have answered this particular question. So what exactly is saying? You need to choose a network which goes down, means which doesn't work. Okay. When it doesn't work, okay, if a particular main component, okay, doesn't work, the entire network fails. Okay. So again, okay, the option should be star network. Okay. Why star network? Because star network is the only network which has a central unit or a hub. If the hub fails, okay, the entire communication will stop. Okay. So the answer for 78 question is okay, star network. Now let us move to question number 79. A single length of wire, cable, or optical fiber connects a number of computers in dash network. So simple, sir. So how do we arrange the computers in mesh network? Every computer should have a dedicated path to other computer. Okay, so mesh network is not the right answer because it does not have a single length of wire. Okay, now can I use a ring? Ring will also cannot be used because you have you have to connect each and every two adjacent computers. Ring should not be the answer. So you'll have a star which should be connected to a central controller which does not have a single length of wire. Okay, so the answer for question number 79 should be bus network. Okay, so bus network is the only network topology which has a single length of wire. Okay, it can be an optical fiber, it can be a coaxial cable, or it can be a twisted pair. So using the single length of wire, you can connect all the computers in the bus network. Okay, so the option for 79, the right answer is B. Okay, that is bus network. Now let us move to question number 80. So it takes little time. Okay, I'll give you a sufficient amount of time. Okay, so please answer this particular question. It's very important. So this is how okay they I mean, so if you see basically these MCQs, okay, they have little easy, okay, little moderate level and high level. Okay, so we are slowly moving to an high level of asking the questions. Okay, so please answer question number 80. So you'll get mostly this type of questions. Okay, I mean, okay, again, like if at all there's a 15 question, okay, 5 question will be medium, 5 question will be easy, 5 question will be little medium, and 5 questions should be okay very tough. Okay, so this is how they will prepare the question papers. So 80th question is little bit tough. So if you see this type of questions, okay, by seeing the question, people will get fear, okay, and they will not read the entire question, okay. So actually, these type of questions are very easy to answer, okay. Why? Because at least if these four statements, if I know one correct answer, okay, I can eliminate the other, okay, options, okay. So let us see this particular thing. So let us say if one of the microcomputer fails, it will not affect the entire network. So I may know, I may not know. Let us assume I don't know this particular thing. Okay. Now I'll go to the second one. Okay. So what is the second one, sir? Second one is about the whole network is affected if the main unit goes down and all communication stops. Okay. This we all know. Okay. So if, what is the main unit? It is nothing but an controller. Okay. Or a hub. Now if hub fails, entire communication stops. Okay. So second, for second, what is the right answer? Right answer should be, okay, it should be. So if the whole network is affected, if the main unit goes down and all communication stops. Okay, now can I take B as an option? Okay, so let us see like this. Okay, so if, okay, main network fails, if can I take as a mesh network as the answer? No. Okay, so let us see. Okay, what is the first option which has a B? Okay, so C is eliminated. Okay, so you don't, the C is not the right answer. Okay, so second thing, okay, what should be the right answer, sir? Okay, so can it be a can it be an star network? Okay, so in star network, okay, if the main system, okay, if the main what do you call unit goes down, okay, does it stop the entire communication system? Yes. Okay, so for 2, okay, it should be A. Okay, so how many are there for 2A? So you have option B and option C. Okay, so option B, if you see 2, it is A, and option C, if you see 2, it is A. So option A and option D are eliminated. Now you need to figure out which answer is correct in B and C. Okay. So let us take the so let us take any other thing. Okay. Like let us see the third one. Failure of one computer on a network can affect the whole network. Failure of one computer on the network can affect the whole network. So this type of three, okay. So if you see the ring, if one computer fails, okay, does it affect the whole network? Okay, so if one computer fails on this particular thing, okay, that does the whole network fails? Okay, so let us assume you don't know this particular thing. Okay, so anyways, even if you see option B and C, you have D only. Okay, so let us go to the fourth one. If one of the node fails, the network traffic can be redirected to another node. We know this. Okay, so what is that node? Okay, if one node is failed, we have to redirect that particular thing. Okay, so what should be the what should be the answer? Answer should be a mesh topology. Okay, mesh topology. In mesh topology, even if one node fails, okay, we can transmit the data to other. So by seeing, okay, even if you don't know, okay, like by eliminating the answers, okay, so you can arrive at the right answer. So the right answer should be B. Okay, so what is B, sir? Okay, first one should be C. Okay, second should be A, third should be D, and fourth should be B. Okay, so this is how you have to arrive at an answer. So let us go to question number 81. So you have again four conditions, you have to match them. I'll give you, okay, like a few minutes, I mean few seconds more. So because it's a match the following, so you can answer it. So here also use the same logic of eliminating the options. Okay, so let us see this particular thing. If you see the first condition, network problems are easily diagnosed. Okay, so there is only one topology which where we can able to diagnose the problems of network very easily, that is mesh network. Okay, because he doesn't said, okay, through central hub. Okay, if at all he says central hub problem solving, then it goes to the star network. As he doesn't mention that particular thing, okay, so the answer for network problems easily diagnosed should be a mesh topology. So for C, okay, for I mean for first one it should be D. That means A and B are eliminated. Okay, so you have C and D. Now let us go to the second one. Okay, so adding or removing of computers can disrupt the network. Okay, so which network, okay, will be disconnected, okay, if you at the time of adding and removing. Okay, so the perfect is C. Okay, so the answer is C. So if you see second one, okay, so C and D, 2 is C. Okay, so this is the right one. Okay, and D is 2 is B. Okay, which is not the right one. So if you see question number 81, okay, the right answer should be option number C. Okay, so this is how by eliminating we can actually arrive at a solution, but you need to should be very sure, okay, at the time of eliminating. Okay, if you don't know and if you are eliminating, you might be end up with eliminating the correct answer. So if you know perfectly, then once you conclude. If you don't know, just go to the next condition, try to find out what is the answer. Okay, so that is question number 81. Now let us move to question number. So again, you need to match the following. Okay, so don't worry about C and D. Okay, so try to answer whether it is A or B. That's it. Okay, so you have two options. You need to find out. Don't worry about C and D. Okay, so let us see 82nd question again. Okay, we need to use the concept, same concept of elimination. Whenever it is a match the following, please use the please use elimination process. Okay, so that you can arrive at a correct answer. So data bits which are transmitted serially one after other. Okay, so one after other, it can be A, but here A option is not there. Okay, so let us see. Okay, D. Okay, because if you see serial transmission, how exactly the data will be transmitted in a serial transmission, one bit after other bit. Okay, so the first one, okay, is D. Okay, so we can directly select this particular option should be the right one. Okay, you see, okay, it will be in the right combination. Okay, so if you see second one, the data bits are transmitted simultaneously. Okay, so the answer for 2 is C. Okay, it's a parallel transmission. So if you see data is transmitted over a single wire, again it should be A. Okay, because single wire serial transmission. Data is transmitted over 8 different lines. Okay, 8 difference is more than one. Okay, which is B. So option should be, okay, B. Okay, 1D, 2C, 3A, 4B. Okay, now let us move to question number 83. Two basic ways of transmitting serial binary data that addresses the problem of sequencing and rearranging of data at the receiving receiver end are asynchronous and synchronous. You need to tell whether it is correct or incorrect. So serial transmission, you have two ways, asynchronous and synchronous. When do we use asynchronous? When the devices are at different speed. When do we use synchronous? We use synchronous when the devices are at same speed. So the answer for 83 is correct. Okay, so sorry. So the answer for 83 should be correct. Okay. Now let us move to question number 84. In asynchronous transmission, start bit and stop bit is usually denoted by. This is not donated, okay, it is denoted, okay, denoted, not donated, okay, so it is denoted. So please correct that particular thing, okay, I'm extremely sorry. It is denoted, not donated. Okay, so denoted means representation. Donation means giving something to some other person. Okay, so denoted by what? So always, okay, you should not change the, okay, like the order. Start bit is always represented by 0 and stop bit is always represented by 1 in asynchronous transmission. So the answer should be B. Okay, so not okay, not anything, okay, it should be B, because we have already studied, okay, in asynchronous transmission, okay, we divide the entire data into packet, and each packet consists of a start bit and stop bit. Start bit is represented by 0 and stop bit is represented by 1. Okay, so in the same order you have to write it. If at all he says that in asynchronous transmission, stop bit and start bit is usually denoted by, okay, then it comes 1 and 0. Okay, so you need to read very carefully at the time of arriving at a answer. Okay, so that is 84, option is B. Now let us move to question number 85. You need to match the following. So what exactly is the first condition? Each data word is accompanied by start and stop bit. Okay, whether it is synchronous or asynchronous. Just now we have seen it. Okay, so okay, which should have a start bit and stop bit means asynchronous. Okay, and it allows characters to be sent down the line without a start bit and stop bit means synchronous. Okay, so first is B, second is A. Okay, so the option should be A. Okay, so this is the right option. Okay, now let us move to question number 86. Dash is used to define the direction of signal flow between two linked devices. So I hope you have picked your answer. So what is the uh, linked? I mean, what is when we? I mean, if you see the direction of flow of signal, okay. So there is only one thing which defines, okay, the direction of flow of data or signal, okay, which is a transmission mode. Okay. So if you see 86, okay, 86 should be a transmission mode. Okay. So transmission modes define usually the direction of flow of data. Data can also be a signal. Okay, so what is the right answer? It is transmission modes. Okay, synchronous and asynchronous are types of serial transmission. So here it is irrelevant and none is not the right answer. So the right answer for 86, which defines the direction of flow of signal or data in any of the devices or linked devices, that is transmission modes. Now let us move to question number 87. List the transmission modes characterized according to the direction of exchanges: simplex, half duplex, full duplex, all of the above. So it's a simple one. So how many types of transmission modes? Okay, as I already told you, transmission modes is nothing but it defines the direction of exchange or direction of transmission of data between two or more than two computers. Okay, so if you see these transmission modes here, how many types of transmission modes we have? in telecommunication networks, we have three types: simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. Okay, so the answer for this 87 should be all of the above. Now let us move to question number 88. Match the following. So it can be easily answered. Okay, actually, it should not take this much time. So walkie-talkie, simple, half duplex is the example. Okay, so you don't have option one as B in A. So second option is also not the right one. If you see the third option, it should be the right one. Okay, so fun. Okay, walkie-talkie is called as an half duplex, whereas mobile phones is called as full duplex C, and keyboard and printers are called as simplex. Okay, so that is A. Okay, so option should be the third one. Okay, so 88 option is 3. Now let us move to question number 89. So first option is, this type of connection makes it possible to have a bidirectional communication. Bi means two. Okay. So you have two types, two direction using the full capacity of line. Okay. So what do you mean by full capacity of line? Okay. So if you don't know, go to the second one. Okay. So this type of connection is used if the data do not need to flow in both directions. That means, okay, so it will not, the data will not be flowing in both direction. That means in single direction. So single direction, the option should be simplex, right? Okay, the single direction, the option should be simplex. So if you see, okay, which option has B for second one? Okay, so if you see B and C, okay, so you have second one as B. Okay, now you have to pick up the right one. Okay, so if you see the third option, this type of connection is useful if the data flows in both directions. Okay, so both directions means full duplex. So option is A. Okay, so if you see, answer should be, okay, C, because, sorry, so answer should be C. Okay, because if you see this bidirectional and full capacity, okay, full capacity means, that means if I am transmitting the data in one direction, the other direction person cannot able to transmit, because it is using a full capacity. Okay, so you don't have another any other capacity to transmit the data in another direction, okay, or a reverse direction. So this is nothing but, okay, we can transmit the data in both directions but not at the same time, so it should be a half duplex. Okay, so first one should be C. Okay, so this is how you need to eliminate. Now let us move to question number 90. Based on the techniques used to transfer data, communication networks can be categorized into broadcast and switch networks. So based on the techniques of data transfer, yes, okay, communication networks can be classified into broadcasting networks and switch networks. That's true. Okay, that's correct. Okay, so let us move to question number 91. Okay, so this is important, sir. Okay, I'll give you a moment. Okay, so please try to answer it. It's a very, very important question. So you need to have a clarity of these particular networks, then only you can answer this type of answers. Okay. So generally, if you see message switching, okay, so message switching can also only be used in electronic mail. Okay, so the first one should be C. Okay, so how many have C as a first one? Okay, so you have option A as C and option C as C. Okay, so that means option B is eliminated. None of the above we don't know. Okay, so option B is eliminated. So home phone. Okay, always. Okay, like for circuit switching only we use home phone. So in A, okay, 2 is B. So 2 is B, and even in C, 2 is B. Okay, so we don't have an option. So we need to see corporation or voluntary association that provides live television or record content, that is broadcasting. Okay, so if you see, okay, both A and C are having the same answer, right? Okay, so one is C, two is B, and three is A. So answer is both A and C. Okay, so for 91, okay, the answer is both okay and B. So you have same answer. Okay, so I got wrong, but okay. So he may give option 3 as both, I mean, he may give option D as both A and C. Okay, so let us see question number 92. Now, applications which use circuit switching go through the following phases. So if you see, circuit switching has three phases. First, it has to establish a dedicated path, which is nothing but establishing a circuit. Second, all the packets should be transferred in the same path. Once the data or packets are transferred, it has to disconnect the circuit. So the option should be all of the above. Okay, so the option is D, all of the above. Okay, so let us move to question number 93. So it refers to protocols in which messages are broken up into a smaller units. So where we convert the data into a smaller transmission units, okay, generally it is C. Okay, the network establish a fixed circuit means, okay, it should be B. Okay, so we know two. Okay, now let us match. Okay, first one is C, second one is B. Okay, so let us eliminate. So first one is okay, C, and second one is B. Okay, so you have no other option. Okay, none other than option number B. Okay, so this is how you need to see. Okay, now let us go to question number 94. List the name of switching circuits or switch techniques. So I hope you have answered this particular question. It's a simple question. Switching network, we have three. Okay, circuit switching, packet switching, and message switching. Broadcasting is a different aspect. So the option should be C, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so 94 option is C. Now let us move to question number 95. A protocol defines the following aspects of digital communication. So, okay, so if you see the protocol, what are the three aspects are syntax, semantics, and timing. Okay, so the option should be D, all of the above. Okay, now let us move to question number 96. Network architecture is always designed by a network manager or administrator with coordination of network engineers and other design engineers. Okay, which is always correct. Okay, so 96 is correct. Okay, so sorry. So 96 is option A, which is correct. Okay, there is no other way. Okay, so 96 is A. Okay, let us move to 97. The goal of network architecture is accomplished by the use of standard protocols, communication hardware, software interfaces, and standard multi-level interfaces. All of the above. So the option is all of the above. Okay, so there is no other option. Okay, so everything we require. Okay, so question number 98. Dash are the softwares that performs variety of actions for data transmission between the computers. So it's a simple thing. Okay, protocol. So protocols are nothing but it performs these are softwares which performs variety of actions. Okay, see they already use software, so communication hardware doesn't come. Okay, so software, either it should be a protocol or software interfaces. So variety of actions means protocol. Okay, because if you see the definition of a protocol, what do you mean by protocol? Protocol is nothing but it consists of set of rules or it performs variety of actions or various actions. So the right answer for 98 should be protocols. Okay, so let us move to question number 99. Okay, so ideally allows heterogeneous computers to talk to each other. So you need to understand what is the meaning of heterogeneous. Then only you can answer it. So generally, what do you mean by heterogeneous computers? Heterogeneous computers is nothing but computers which are working under different protocols. Okay, so what is the ideal way how you have to make them to talk? Like let us assume one computer is from OSI model, one computer is from TCP by IP model. Okay, so how do we make a communication? We need to use certain protocol standards. Okay, so if you see answer for 99, it should be an protocol standard because communication hardware doesn't help. Okay, for the purpose of communication, so the protocols will help us to you which can convert one protocol into another protocol. Okay, so let us move to 100th question. Match the following. So you need to know what is the definition of timing, syntax, and semantics. Okay, so sometimes they may be asking an MCQ like this. Okay, so if you don't know the exact definition, it is very difficult to answer such type of questions. Okay, so I hope you are reading. Okay, so if you see 100th question. Okay, so the format of data will always comes with syntax. So for first one, option is B. So you don't have any other B, so the right answer should be C. Okay, so however, because you have none of the above, you have to see the other two also. So second one is C. The type and order of message means semantic, correct. And third one, data rate is always time. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so C should be the right answer. So we have finished from 51 to 100. So I if at all you have any questions, okay, so please go through this particular MCQs to that particular question. And once you once you complete all writing all the answers, just give a message. Okay, how many of the questions are right, and how many questions are wrong. Okay, so please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, so we have completed from 51 to 100 today. So okay, the rest of the MCQs, okay, we'll be seeing in other classes. Thank you. Please subscribe.